I sleep in the basement, and usually it's dead silent at night. But around 2 a.m., I woke up to footsteps above me, slow, heavy ones, moving across the living room floor. I live alone. There's a knife I keep beside my bed. Dumb habit, I know, but I grabbed it and went upstairs. No one was there. Nothing looked out of place. But then I noticed the muddy footprints, just one set, leading from the middle of the living room to the staircase going up to the second floor. I followed them. They stopped at the top step. That's it. They didn't continue down the hall, into a room, just ended. I searched the whole upstairs. Every room, every closet. No one. Still no idea how they got in, or where they went. On June 10th, I forgot to lock my back door. I live alone, small house in Wisconsin. Around 3:12 a.m., I woke up to floorboards creaking, slow steps in the hallway. I thought maybe I left a window open, wind or something. But then I heard breathing. Close. I grabbed the bat beside my bed and waited. Nothing. Eventually, I got up, walked into the hallway, empty. But the back door was wide open, just swinging in the wind. I checked every room. No one. Then I saw it. On the hallway wall, written in pencil. You sleep heavy.
It was the last day of school. I stayed late to clean out my locker while the halls emptied. As I was about to leave, a janitor I'd never seen before walked up and said, "Need a hand?" I said I was fine, but he smiled and asked if I could help him move something in a supply closet nearby. I hesitated. He wasn't wearing a badge or name tag, but I figured he was new. When we got to the closet, he opened it and said, "Just step in and grab the bucket." The door had a bolt on the outside. He stared at me, still smiling. My gut screamed, "Run," so I did. I sprinted down the hallway, out the front doors, and didn't stop until I got home. I told the school, but no one knew who I was talking about. They said none of their janitors were working that day. I was out with some friends just messing around, doing dumb stuff. We dared each other to ding-dong ditch this creepy old house at the end of the street. I ran up, rang the bell, and sprinted back. Nothing happened. I laughed, went again, rang twice. The door creaked open. A man stepped out, tall, pale, just staring. He didn't run. He walked fast. I ran harder. He chased me all the way to the four-way stop. Then he just stood there. Didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. I bolted home, heart pounding. That night around 2 a.m., my doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole, no one. Then I heard my downstairs window slide open. Footsteps, slow, deliberate. I locked myself in the bathroom and called the cops. They searched everywhere, nothing. But the window was still open. It was my first day cleaning this huge mansion outside of Asheville, North Carolina. The owner was quiet, maybe mid-60s, and told me everything I needed, except one rule. Never open the locked door at the end of the east hallway. I didn't plan to, but after a week, curiosity got to me. One afternoon while he was out, I found the key in his office drawer. The door led to a narrow staircase. Cold air hit me as I went down. The basement smelled like bleach and something off. At the far end, I saw 4 large body bags. They were moving, slow, steady, breathing. I didn't wait. I ran, never went back, never answered his calls. Still wonder what I saw down there.
I went solo camping last night, June 14th. Around 7 p.m., I was still looking for a decent spot off trail when I saw this guy, maybe 50 yards away, walking through the woods. Not hiking, just moving. I didn't say anything, just kept going. By the time I set up my tent, it was nearly dark. I crashed early. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to footsteps circling the tent. They stopped right at the zipper. Then laughter. A few minutes later, I heard footsteps again. Then a match strike and a voice whisper, "Get out, or I'm burning it." I bolted. He was standing there. I didn't grab anything, just ran.
It happened last December during a snowstorm. I was alone in my cousin's old farmhouse while they were out of town. No neighbors for miles. That night, the power went out. I lit some candles and tried to read, but around 1 a.m., I heard the front door creak open. I froze. I knew I locked it. I grabbed the fireplace poker and crept to the hallway. The door was wide open, snow blowing in. I shut it, heart pounding, and backed away, then heard a floorboard creak upstairs. I don't know how, but someone had gotten in. I didn't run. I stood still, holding my breath as the footsteps slowly came down the stairs. Then they stopped. I whispered, "I have a weapon," hoping they'd leave. A voice replied from the dark, calm and low, "So do I." I swung the front door open and ran into the snow barefoot. I didn't stop until I reached the main road. Cops searched the house, found nothing, but the muddy footprints in the hallway weren't mine.
I've been a cop for 12 years. Nothing's rattled me like what happened on May 3rd. Dispatch got a 911 call from a landline. No one spoke, just breathing. We traced it to an old house that had been empty since the owner died in 2008. I arrived alone. The door was locked, so I circled around. In the backyard, I saw fresh footprints in the dirt, bare feet. I followed them to the basement window. It was open. I called for backup, but while I waited, I peeked in. Someone was standing there, facing the corner, completely still. I shined my flashlight. No face, just smooth, pale skin, like wax. They didn't move. When backup arrived, the basement was empty. No tracks, no window open. But the 911 call? It came from inside that basement. There's this old house down the block vacant, supposedly, for sale for over a year. But for the past month, I've walked by it at night and noticed the same dim light in the basement window. On June 3rd, around 11 p.m., I saw movement. Just a shadow shifting behind the curtain. No lights on anywhere else. Curious, I mentioned it to a neighbor. He said the power was shut off months ago. Last night, I walked by again. Same light. This time the curtain was open. Someone was looking out, not moving, just watching. I ran, called it in. Police searched it today. They found a mattress, food wrappers, and chains nailed into the floor.
It was around 11:30 p.m. when I heard the front door creak open. I live alone, so I froze. I peeked out my bedroom and saw an old man wandering down my hallway, pale, confused, muttering to himself. I grabbed my phone and said, "Sir, you're in the wrong house." He turned slowly and stared at me. "No, this is my house. My boy lives here." I backed away. "I don't have kids. Please leave." He wandered into the living room, sat on the couch and started crying. When the police came, they searched the house, but the old man was gone. No signs of forced entry, no footprints. Before they left, I asked what he meant by "my boy." One cop paused and said, "This used to be a foster home. A boy went missing here. They never found him." That night, I checked the crawl space for the first time. There were scratch marks from the inside.
Last Thursday, I checked my sleep app. It records audio when there's noise, usually just me snoring or shifting. But at 3:41 a.m., there was a clip labeled "Voice Detected." I played it. A man whispered, "He's still asleep. Don't move yet." I live alone. I've triple-checked all the locks since. Nothing's broken. No signs of entry. I deleted the app, but I can't stop thinking about it. What if it didn't pick up someone in the room? What if it picked up someone leaving?